Welcome to the GUC News.
First, with the headlines. Relationship between job engagement, job performance among Egyptian journalists in media MBA thesis. Google cooperates with French space agency to develop next-generation internet balloons. Birds lost their teeth 116 million years ago, scientists say. Fido introduces fingerprint authentication for mobile finance. Ed Sheeran is Spotify's most streamed act for 2014. Real Madrid face Schalke, Barcelona get Manchester City in UEFA Champions League last 16. France's legend Thierry Henry retires from professional football. Kourtney Kardashian Scott Disick welcomed their third child.
Now the news in full. GUC MBA program held a media MBA thesis defense by Rana Ibrahim Sayed on December 15th. The thesis, entitled The Relationship Between Job Engagement and Job Performance Among Egypt Journalists, was supervised by Dr. Ahmed Amin. It is worth noting that the GUC is the only university in Egypt that offers the media MBA program with collaboration with Deutsche Welle.
Today presenting my thesis for the Media MBA program, which topic is about the relationship between job engagement and job performance applied on the Egyptian journalists and application on a private news organization.
Google has partnered with the French space agency, the Centre National d'Études Spatiales or CNES, with the goal of reaching higher ground with its Project Loon initiative. Project Loon is essentially a program by Google to bring free internet to developing countries through low-flying weather balloons that project Wi-Fi signals. The two companies remained relatively quiet about their plans to partner, although CNES did reveal that Google would be taking advantage of the space agency's expertise in balloons technology. Google, on the other hand, will conduct long-running balloon campaigns as a part of CNES study of the ozone and stratosphere. Project Loon was first conceived by Google X, the division of the company that is dedicated to moonshots, or projects that are ahead of their time and may not have immediate impact but have a high potential for future payout.
But how do we bring affordable internet to everyone? Maybe finding an answer starts with looking somewhere new, like up, and trying something different, like balloons. Yep, that's right, balloons.
Though it's taken for granted that all living birds have no teeth, it seems that this wasn't always the case, as researchers at the University of California, Riverside and Montclair State University have solved this mystery. Birds alone don't have teeth, but more than 116 million years ago, a common ancestor of birds had dentin and enamel. For this study, scientists looked for shared mutation in 6 genes that played the crucial role in the formation of enamel and dentin. They examined these genes in 48 bird species that represent almost all modern bird orders. Specifically, they looked for the presence of inactivating mutation shared by all 48 birds. They discovered that all 48 bird species shared inactivating mutation in both enamel-related and dentin-related genes. Widespread use of fingerprint authentication for financial transactions on mobile devices could start taking off from early next year, as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Google, Samsung, Lenovo, Microsoft, Alipay, and others adopted a new authentication standard through their joint project. The Fido Alliance, which has just published its specification and launched its first server. Fido is a non-profit association of 150 companies which aims to create a common standard for authentication on mobile devices. The idea is to reduce the reliance on usernames and passwords and replace it with biometric. The service has already been launched on PayPal and Alipay and is available on Android, with the Samsung Galaxy S5 being one of the first phones to support it.
British singer Ed Sheeran has been announced the year's most streamed artist on Spotify with more than 860 million listens. His album X is the world's most streamed album with 430 million streams. Spotify is a music streaming site that shows material from record labels like Universal, Sony, EMI, and Warner Music Group.
I think being the most streamed artist on Spotify this year is, obviously it's a great thing.
European champions Real Madrid will play Schalke in the Champions League round of 16, while last season's beaten finalist Atletico Madrid faced Bayer Leverkusen in another Spain-Germany matchup following the draw recently. Barcelona, who knocked Manchester City out of the competition at the same stage last season, were drawn to face the Premier League champions, while Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain, who met in the quarter-final last season with the London side winning, also clash again. Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger will face his old club AS Monaco in a competitive match for the first time, while five-time winners Bayern Munich take on Shakhtar. Of the 1997 final, while FC Basel Portuguese coach Paulo Sousa will seek to eliminate Portuguese side Porto.
French striker Thierry Henry said recently he was retiring from professional football after 2 decades in the game and will become a TV analyst for Sky Sports in England. The 37-year-old Henry, who is a world and European champion with France and the record scorer at English Premier League club Arsenal, said he was joining Sky Sports. Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger said recently that Henry will certainly return to the club in some capacity in the future.
Kourtney Kardashian gave birth to baby boy recently. This is the third child for the 35-year-old reality star Kardashian and the 31-year-old Scott Disick. The longtime couple is already parents to 5-year-old Mason and 2-year-old Penelope. While Kourtney was in the hospital, sister Kim took over babysitting duties, playing awesome auntie to Penelope and Mason. There's no word on latest edition's name yet.
This was our GUC News. Thank you so much for watching.